Let's be honest. Popular culture has been unfair to Frodo Baggins. For decades, he's been called weak, he's been called a crybaby, and people say, Samwise Gamgee did all the hard work, but today I'm going to prove to you that Frodo is not weak. In fact, he is the character with the most unbreakable will in all of Middle-earth. While Aragorn fights orcs, Frodo fights a divine force of mental corruption. Frodo is not just a hobbit. He is the purest cinematic study of Stoicism. Before you say, but Frodo is always afraid, remember this. Stoicism is not about feeling nothing. That's being a psychopath. Stoicism is feeling fear, feeling pain, and deciding that none of these things will dictate your actions. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not over external events. The One Ring is the ultimate external event. It's a temptation that destroyed kings and wizards. Yet a small hobbit from the Shire decided that his mind was sacred ground. In one scene from the film, Frodo says, I wish it had not happened in my time. It is the purest human lament. But look at Gandalf's response. He doesn't pat him on the back. He gives him a lesson straight out of Epictetus. He tells him that we don't control our circumstances, only our response to them. Frodo accepts this instantly. From this moment on, he stops complaining about his fate. He understands that destiny, Fathom, has assigned him a burden, and that his only duty is to carry it to the end. That, my friends, is the dichotomy of control in its purest form. Look at Frodo's face in this scene. He doesn't want to go. He knows it's a death sentence. But here he applies the concept of Amor Fati, loving your fate, no matter how cruel it is. Frodo volunteers not for glory. That would be pride, something the Stoics reject, but out of moral necessity. He is the only one who can do it because he is the only one who does not desire power. His strength is not in his biceps. It's in his ability to say, if this is my path, I will embrace it to the very end. The Stoics spoke of the Inner Citadel, a place in your mind that nothing external can touch. Think of Boromir, a great warrior, but his mental citadel was made of paper. The ring broke him in minutes. Frodo, on the other hand, carries the source of all the evil in the world around his neck for months. He feels it burn his skin. He hears it whisper in his ear. And he keeps walking. To be stoic is to maintain your integrity when the entire world is trying to corrupt you. Frodo loses his finger, loses his health, and loses his home. But he never loses his purpose. At the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, Frodo makes the hardest decision of all to go alone. Not because he doesn't love his friends, but because he understands that his burden is his alone. We often think that being strong means winning battles, but true strength, the strength Marcus Aurelius wrote about in his journals while he was at war, is Frodo's strength. It's the ability to get up one more day with a tired soul and the weight of the world on your shoulders and take the next step. We all carry a ring, a responsibility, a trauma, or a fear that feels too heavy. The next time you feel that way, don't look to Aragorn. Look to the Hobbit who decided his mind was stronger than the magic of a dark god. If this analysis made you see Frodo differently, give it a like and subscribe. We're analyzing the philosophy behind your favorite movies every week. And tell me in the comments, do you think Sam could have carried the ring for as long as Frodo did? Or is Frodo's stoicism truly unique? I'll read you there.